Want to try an old school summer recipe? Give my mom's blackberry dumplings a try. They're super easy to make and faster than making a cobbler. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make them. Hello friends and welcome back. Today I'm making blackberry dumplings. This is something my mom used to make occasionally. She actually preferred blackberry cobbler over dumplings, but I actually really like blackberry dumplings. So we're going to make this recipe. I'm actually cutting her recipe in half because there's just two of us here and we just don't need a full batch. So if you're wanting to make this for a larger group or you want some left over, by all means just double all the ingredients. The conversion's super simple, so it was pretty easy. So we're going to get right into this, so let's get started. To start off with, I'm going to use a medium size saucepan. This is a 3-quart, yes, it's a 3-quart saucepan. If you're going to double this recipe, you're going to want to use at least a 6 or a 10, just something bigger. But for this small amount, this should work just fine. So I've got 2.5 cups of blackberries, and I have fresh blackberries out of the grocery store. They're obviously tame blackberries because of their size, and that's usually what you get when you go to the grocery store. You could use frozen blackberries. That works just fine. And if you have wild blackberries, even better. That's going to give you the most flavor. Growing up, we had a lot of wild blackberry bushes on our property, so my mother would go when it was blackberry picking time. She would get up and go out early in the morning and pick blackberries until it just got too warm to handle. So she would clean them, and then she would actually put them into big Ziploc, gallon-sized Ziploc bags, and she would always measure out enough for like a cobbler. So she knew that in the freezer there was, when she pulled out a bag, that's what she had for a cobbler. So you could freeze these perfectly fine. So we're going to cover these with some water. This is a 4-cup measure, so see how much that actually winds up being. Just a little bit more. So almost 4 cups. You just want it completely covered. We'll just dump it all in. And then we're going to turn the temp on to medium, and we're just going to bring this up to a boil. So it'll take probably 10 minutes or so to get up to a boil. All right, so while we're waiting for our water and berries to start boiling, we're going to go ahead and get the dry ingredients started here. Wipe out my bowl here. And in the bowl, we're going to add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And then we are going to also add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And we're just going to give this a quick mix. There we go. Now we're going to add 1/2 cup of whole milk. And then I've got 1 whole egg here, just a large egg. Always get egg all over the counter. We're just going to give this a quick mix with a fork. Add that in. And then we're just going to mix this up. And actually, before I get too far, Mom's recipe did not call for it, but I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. I find the fork works pretty well to mix this up, so I'm just going to have kind of a dough ball here. Sticky one. There we go. All right. So don't worry about it being sticky. You want it to be somewhat sticky because we're going to cook it in the actual liquid from the berries. All right, so we're just waiting for the water to come up to a boil. We're getting really close. It's starting to simmer. But this is done, so we'll just set this aside. All right, so our berries are starting to boil. So to this, I'm going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar. Just add that in there. And we are going to give this a good mix. Make sure it's all dissolved. And then I'm just going to turn this down to about a medium-low, so right between medium and low. And we're going to let this go for 15 minutes. So it'll come back to a boil pretty quick, and it's just a very gentle, almost a simmer kind of boil. And we're going to let that go for 15 minutes. All right, we've just got a couple more minutes on our first 15 minutes of our berries. So I am going ahead and kind of pre-scooping the dumplings. So I just have a regular kitchen spoon. A lot of people would call it a teaspoon, but that's not a measurement. That's actually for tea. So, and I'm just kind of scooping. I want these to be somewhat small. I don't want them to be real big because they'll take too long and then they could wind up still being doughy. So just about like yay big. They're so sticky you can't put them in a ball. So I'm just kind of pre-scooping them and just plopping them. They'll kind of stick to each other, but I can pull them apart. And I'm doing this because if I wait and start scooping them once my berry mixture is ready for them, it's going to take far too long to get them all done up and put in the bowl. So then the first ones that I put in will be more done than the others. So this way they can all be about the same. So you just want them fairly small. Not too small, but definitely not. You don't want that would be far too much. So you really just want about get it in there, about like that. So no bigger than that. So just like that. I think the timer is probably getting pretty close to going off. I know the dogs are going off, so don't know if you can hear them out there. Dottie barked once and now Sweetie's barking. All right, we've just got under a minute. So we've got most of those. All right, so our timer's gone off. This is boiled for 15 minutes. I've stirred it just occasionally just to make sure that the sugar got dissolved, but it did. So I'm just going to take my first one. We're just going to drop it in there. And we're just going to keep dropping these. And it's okay if they're not like in a ball, if they're kind of funny shaped. And we're actually going to turn that heat on down to low. Just going to finish up here, and then we're going to let this maybe just slightly above low. We're going to let it go for 15 minutes. All right, so we're almost at the halfway mark. So we've been at about 8 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and flip these ever so gently. It's maybe more challenging, but just try to kind of flip them over the best that you can. So if you see any like that one, I know was up, so let's try to flip him so his uncooked part is in the sauce. All right, and we're just going to let that finish its 15 minutes. All right, so our 15 minutes is up, and you can tell that it's really reduced down. And I did take one of the larger dumplings out and split it in half, and it is completely cooked all the way through. If it still looks doughy, then just let it go a little bit longer. But this is nice and done, so we are good. So I'm just going to shut the fire off. And then we're just going to try and scoop some of this up into a bowl. Now, you definitely don't want to eat this at this stage because it will burn your mouth. Let me get a different spoon. Get some of that juice. Find some of those berries. There we go. Maybe another dumpling. All right. And honestly, the best way to eat this is with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. But let it cool down a bit because it's blazing hot right now. So your ice cream would just instantly melt. But there are my mom's blackberry dumplings. So a real old school recipe, but pretty easy to make. A lot faster than making a full cobbler. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you like what you've seen, just go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting a new video, and feel free to share. Till next time.